Hello, loves. It's Melanie here. Today is March 16th, 2019 in Collingwood, New Zealand. And I have been meaning to make this video for quite some time. I've been requested many times by clients to put this together, so I am. This is a video on how to work with difficult emotions, to encourage them to move, to create greater peace of mind, to allow them to move through and find resolution and come back to a place of peace. So I'm going to simply walk through this with you and you can follow along. So bring to mind something that's very distressing for you, some situation, some emotion. Sometimes we get caught in a loop where emotions aren't moving and they're not shifting easily. And we've got a particular thing that's ruminating through our mind, or and I'm not talking about deep grief of loss. There's certain things that this isn't appropriate for, that just really need to play their course. It is useful for working with any emotion, however, if your desire is to allow it to move and flow. This is not about suppressing, making emotions go away. It's not even, we're doing this not even with an idea of making something happen. We are meeting what's here in the moment and allowing it to have full expression. And from my experience, that's the only way that things come to resolution. Emotions are meant to move. They're energy in motion. They're like a river and they want to flow. And so we habitually learn to suppress, to stop. We're in the midst of a busy day. We can't feel what we're feeling. Grief comes up, sadness, anger, terror, fear, anxiety, whatever comes up. I've heard someone say that anxiety is really any emotion that we're suppressing creates a flutter of anxiety. And I tend to agree with that. So all of those things come up, and in the midst of our busy day, we aren't in a place where we can give ourselves room and space to feel it. So this is to be done at a time when you have a little time to simply be with yourself. And it's so important to stay caught up with ourselves, so important to get current and allow these things to keep flowing. And then when you get more facile with this, emotions just come up and they simply move. You just simply can acknowledge, oh, I can feel this right now. And you just sit with it quietly and give it room and space. And just like anything that you practice, you become better and better at it and simply being with it. And I know from direct experience, I've spent a lot of my life pushing away fear, especially, that the degree to which I allow myself to feel any emotion, whether it be anger or fear or sadness or anything else, is the degree to which I can experience joy and peace and equanimity. It's not like we get to choose to feel the good emotions, quote, good emotions, and discard the ones that are less pleasant. We need to open up our aperture so that we have the bandwidth to experience all of it. And for some, even experiencing joy can be the most terrifying of all, because it's very heart-opening, it's unpredictable, and it carries you places that are very unexpected. All right, so take a moment and bring to mind or get in touch with whatever, if you've got an emotion. So fear is one. You can think of a situation that brings up fear, is a great one to work with. So let's start with that. So just think of something that you have kind of a visceral body experience of fear when you think about it. So I'll give you a moment to think of it. Okay, and then what I want you to do is I want you to take a breath or two into your belly or into your heart and just breathe. Just notice your breathing. Just close your eyes and just notice your breathing. And then notice where the epicenter of that emotion is in your body. It could be in your throat. It could be in your chest. It could be in your solar plexus. It could be in your low belly. It could be in your low back. It could be in your head. So just really breathe a bit into your body and feel into where the epicenter of that emotion is. And if you need to stop the video at any time, just stop and then breathe and find the epicenter. Beautiful. And then when you do, put your hand on it. So just for the purposes of this, I'm going to put my hand on my heart. So now I want you to bring all of your attention to the sensation that is under your hand, to the physical sensation. This is not a mental exercise. This is not about the story of what you believe this emotion is about. This is simply about the emotion itself and, on a deeper level, the physical sensation of that emotion. So feel the physical sensation of that emotion. Just allow yourself to breathe into it and really feel it. So for me, when I feel fear, there's a tightness and a constriction under my hand. There's a bit of a clenching and kind of a rolling sensation. So you don't have to describe it, just simply feel it and breathe into it, and then start to give that sensation all the room and space it needs. And I'm going to energetically hold a container for you as you do that so that it's feeling safe. And if it doesn't, don't do it. Okay? So just simply breathe in to that. And so what I do is I imagine the walls around that physical sensation to get bigger and bigger, and they can stretch all the way to infinity. So you're not thinking about this. You're really focusing on the sensation and imagining opening up all the space that sensation needs in the body. All the room it wants to simply be there. Because what happens is we constrict those emotions, right? So we're going to want to give it all the space and room it needs. And often that emotion just simply, and if you go up into your mind and start thinking about the story of, oh, this isn't going to work, or well, I'm still afraid of crocodiles, or whatever the thought is, our mind is so good, it comes in. Just gently bring yourself back into your body and breathe into the sensation, expanding the space that the sensation has. Like I said, allowing those walls to expand in every direction, giving it all the room and space that it needs. Now, emotions shift within a few seconds if they're allowed to move. And so when you drop out of your mind and into the sensation of the body, very quickly, you'll just feel it let go. Now, your mind might come back in with a story of, oh, but, okay? So that's a really common thing. So if that happens, just drop back into the body and repeat it again. Put your hands on the sensation, breathe into the physical sensation, just keep breathing, allow it all the room and space it needs, and then it will shift. And you can do this, you can keep doing this over and over again. If you have a lot of emotion that's been suppressed, it may take some time. Moving the physical body is another really good thing, to getting out and moving. Allowing yourself to cry. If there's a lot of held up, pent up emotion, one of the most amazing things you can do is let yourself have a really good cry. You can hum. So one of the things you can do, especially if your mind gets, there's a beautiful woman named Mahalia who does a thing called brain bliss. And I learned this from her, or the what this does from her. I mean, I hum and sing a lot. So if you hum, you can even put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. And it's a quiet hum, it's a low hum, and you'll feel a sensation in the back of your brain. And that will that kind of short circuits the limbic part of the brain that is, its job is to keep you in survival. And that's your mind that keeps saying, oh wait, nope, we can't feel that. Nope, we can't feel that. Not safe, right? So you can hum and just continue humming. You can hum for 2-3 minutes, and if your mind jumps back in, you can hum some more. But it's a gentle hum. It's not a forceful hum. It's very gentle, and you'll actually feel it resonate into your mouth and your jaws, and it shifts you into a higher frequency and helps that limbic brain to release that pattern. You're rewiring your brain when you do that. So there's two things we want to do. We want to rewire our brain so that we experience more joy, and we want to learn. We want to get really good at allowing our emotions to flow and to let them shift. So hopefully this was really helpful for you, and I value your feedback. Let me know. All right, big love to each of you, and I'll talk to you soon.